Hello everybody, welcome back to the stream. Today I'm doing something a little bit different than usual. Today I'm going to be working on some art animation for a game I'm currently calling Wardens. That is just a working title, however, but in the future we will see what we do about it. I hope y'all don't mind that I will be taking just a moment to get things set up. Hope y'all can hear the music and stuff, and I'll be right back. Hello everybody, we are back now, and today will be a pretty calm stream for the most part. I'm just going to be working on some character animations, nothing too huge. This is it's a simple process, but it's a little bit slow, so don't expect anything giant to be immediately. Like, we're not going to be seeing this guy turn into, like, a huge boss monster in the next, 10 minutes or anything. But, we're going to be trying to slowly get there, and we're going to be trying to slowly get some stuff done. Oh, why is... Okay, she's not on that layer. Okay. Now we mostly just have my little bird person over here, Misha, as a reference point to how big this guy is. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to exit that. We're going to turn on onion skin just to get a point of view of what was happening in that last one. I'd like to quickly just grab a basic color very quick. And what we want to be doing right now is he's going to be breaking free from his chains, and there is going to be an animation where he falls to the ground, like starts pounding the ground or something, and gets bigger. Like that's like I'm not the best at explaining it, but I want to make him into a giant demon monster thing, and we're gonna be going for that today. Okay, so in the first, okay, so I'll probably have these move a little bit, just a little. Just a little bit of movement, not a ton at the moment. Now, how I like to start off my animation is in just a basic ass color that's not very like different or anything. There's not going to be a ton of, it's not going to look too great basically, but eventually I'm going to try and turn this into something. So I hope y'all enjoy and are ready for some chill time. Quickly just get this real quick. Right on back in here. Now, if anybody is interested, I can definitely talk about what I'm thinking about this game and what I'm thinking about making of this game, or just what I'm thinking in general for the process of it. What's going on in this brain? Go back and just get some normal horns up on this. Gonna make sure these match up, because if they don't, that'd probably look pretty funky. Oh, that was not right. Okay. Okay, so what I'm gonna do here real quick is I actually want most of this to not be there at the beginning, so I'm not gonna have his eyes up all the way at first, and I want them to be very much not active. So this color will be here. I'm just not going to currently use it. And let's make this an active color in the scene. I should delete this one probably. Yeah. Okay. Now I've got this, and I've got the pink from the eyes selected just in general, just so I have that color for later, because I'm going to actually do a quick little thing and delete these. 1 second. Let me, just so I have it in a second, I'm gonna actually stay a little bit safe and go back here. Sorry, I had to mute real quick there. I was sneezing. Okay, I'm just duplicating that for later, so I have what it looks like as a reference, because I like to stay a little safe with these, you know? Not extremely. I like to go a little experimental with the animation, etc. I just want to make sure that everything is all good. Okay, so we're already getting some movement. But I'm going to now remove the arms one more time, because I would like some more dynamic movement here. Okay. A lot of animation is going back and forth, doing the same thing pretty much. Not a ton of movement, not a ton of things, honestly, you know. But we are just going to be having a little bit of a nice time with some of this. I'm not going to bother with the chains for now. They will be here, but just I'll bother with the animation of the chains at the very end of it, which will come up eventually. Just for now, we're not. And if I mute real quick, it's probably because of like a cough or something. Hey Chimera, it's going pretty nicely over here. I'm working on some animation for my game at the moment. We don't have a ton done. We're just mostly trying to get some stuff on the screen. A lot of this is mostly going to be us trying to move shit around, honestly. Okay. And I want his tail to start swinging upwards because we want him to be noticing the main character, and we want him to be like a little bit engaging. So we're gonna start seeing this initially move in this frame here, and nothing will look perfect at first either. Everything will be like they say this color, you know, like it's probably gonna look something like this at the end of it or something similar, but for now we're just kind of going back and forth with these blank colors trying to get the animation done. Okay, and a new frame. Now we want a lot of movement in this frame from the tail, because while he is still, I want him to have lots of movement and lots of just general animation. Okay, now there's going to be some resistance on the tail, so we'll have it, I'm trying to get a nice curve out of it. Everything will be changed, so there's no worries about that. Okay. Now, if anybody's ever curious about this game, I will try to keep some stuff under wraps about it, because I want it to be a little bit, like, of a surprise when it comes out, but just, or if it comes out, because that's definitely another issue, is motivation and keeping up work, so I'm not gonna be stopping. Hello, Mysterious Dark Crusader, it's lovely to see you again. We're doing some art and animation for a game I'm working on. If, again, I can talk about the game, or I can just keep on just going about what my animation process is, or I can just generally... Okay, this is just a in-between kind of frame, so not a ton. The name of the game currently is Wardens. That is more so a working title than anything, but Wardens definitely have a large part. Let me turn off my notifications. The title of Wardens has a lot to do with the game, so I'm figuring for at least now, I'm going to be naming it that. I could change it eventually, but Wardens in this game are like abominations created by the upper class to protect, like they're forced into life to protect things like treasure or secrets, or they're like chimeras, which is I think a little bit funny. Hello, chimera. But no, they're like beings that were forced into nature in order to like protect a thing. And a lot of the time it's secrets, treasures, places, riches. But they, like, they're forced to. So they're not inherently dangerous creatures. They just have, like, something, like, up with them that's turning them against you. And there's a whole lot to the game that I want to explore with that. Okay, give me a second. I love tail animation. So I will be going in depth with this tail animation. I'm just trying to think about what would... Okay. Be rising up. Like Cerberus guarding the gates of hell. Yep. It's pretty much like that, yeah. And generally, the kind of people that, in this game at least, that would, like, create a... not Cerberus, sorry, I just saw it again on the text. That would create a warden, they're generally, like, very greedy, like, very misguided people that only want to, like, protect themselves or their, like, secrets and riches, etc. And they would hire, say, like, some sort of, like, extremely powerful, like, alchemist of some sort to create one. And I want this game to be about freeing them. I don't want it to be about... Like, this is going to be a very boss-based game. A very, like, combat-based game. However, I want it to be a little bit different to the point where you're not trying to kill them. And I'm not going to give away all the spoilers and shit, because there's a lot to do with that. But, okay. Just trying to focus on this tail animation. Oh, thank you so much, Wooks in the House, for following. I hope you're having a lovely time. Okay. I hope y'all don't mind if I focus a little bit on the animation. Of course I'd be focusing on the animation, but you know. Okay, next frame. Gonna be deleting this. I usually like to go frame by frame, just kind of messing around with stuff a little bit, one at a time. So say I do this tail first, because again, I like tail animation, it's just gonna happen, you know? And then I'll focus on, say, like, the body moving with it. So again, it will not look very great until the end. Okay. Okay. And there's going to be a lot in common between these wardens that I'm doing. Because they're all going to be called wardens. Because they're protecting something, you know, like they're like guards, etc. And I want a lot to be similar in their design. Like, if you give me just a moment. This is an old warden design that I had from a while ago. And you can see its animations and everything here. And there's always going to be a few consistencies with each warden. You'll see that they have a certain head shape. It's kind of beak-ish, with like some sort of crazy thing mixed in with it. Like this is just like some random animal-esque features mixed together, basically. It's got, like, the glowing eyes and stuff, and, like, it's got this little, like, curled top to it. And I'm trying to keep them a little bit consistent. And when this guy gets bigger, because he's gonna basically have a transformation that I want to do, where he turns from, like, this little demon guy into, like, a giant fucking, like, beast. Okay. So, we're gonna go back down with the tail. Again, none of this will look perfect at first. Okay. Okay. No, okay. And again, if you couldn't tell, like, like, all of the characters I've made so far have some sort of tail. Like, she has a tail. She's the main character. Her name is Misha. And she's like a phoenix. And she's got a shit ton of tails. So, like... and they all animate, like, they have their own little bouncy, like, flowy animations, each one of those tails. And it's like, I just like tail animation in general. Okay, no, this isn't showing enough drag. So I'm gonna do a second of drag. New frame. How are y'all doing today, by the way? I hope you're having a lovely time. This is mostly just going to be a bit of a long, chill stream. I'm probably going to finish, like, his animations, or at least an animation for him tonight. I'd say at the very least his transformation animation, because I finished most of these pretty fast. But okay. You doing good? That's very good. That's very good, Mysterious Stark. That's good to hear. Okay, I want it to sweep to the side a little bit. And where's the ground point? The ground is here. So I want it to kind of sweep against the ground a little bit, not a ton. There will be in-between frames of this, because most of this is just setting up the quick frames. Yeah, I'm gonna do that right now, actually, just to make sure it gets done. And it's always good to have these two in-between frames, honestly, because then you get to see where it should be in the middle pretty easily. Okay. And the tail would probably be swooping back a little bit. And it's okay to exaggerate a lot of things. This stuff makes my head hurt. Oh, that's okay. Like, it's definitely a lot to think about. But it's really fun for me, personally. I'm not going to pretend like it's easy, and I'm not going to pretend like it's, like, some sort of, like, dream thing where you don't have to work for it or whatever. It's a lot of fucking work. But, like, I have fun with it, you know? I do things that I like, you know? Or at least most of the time. Most of the time. Sometimes it's a bitch to animate certain, like, things or objects. But, like, say I like animating tails, so I add tails, like, fucking everywhere, you know? Okay, we're gonna have it sweep up a little bit, because that would be too stiff if it didn't. So I'm gonna have this curl in a little more and kind of sweep upwards just a tad. And it's going to start showing some more drag backwards. So it'll go slowly. I'm looking forward to seeing an end product. Yeah. Like, that's my favorite part, honestly. When I can look back at a character and just kind of go, like, you know, like, things like these started out very similarly. I would draw her out one frame. Like, this was the first frame I drew out for her ever. Like, that's the first thing I did for her ever. I messed around with the colors a bit so it looked nice. And then, like, I did, like, these, you know, where it doesn't look too hot. Like, it's just these, like, little nothings. Where it's just base colors. And then I'll, like, finish up the animation. And I'll go back and forth and make sure all of the details are consistent. And it just ends up looking at least more consistent. I'm not the judge of whether it looks nice, but, like, you know, I can at least say it's consistent, so. And something you can do is you can reuse the animation, but I don't think I'm going to do that yet. Sometimes you can reuse little bits of animation, so it's easier. But right now, I think I'd like to just get to making this look smooth. So that basically just means I want this frame, maybe not that frame specifically. Oh, wait a second. No, that's not quite smooth. Oh. I could almost match this up with this. That's a good thing to be able to see, because then I can make it a repeating animation that way. Oh, damn, you hit affiliate. Fuck yeah. That's fucking awesome. Good on ya. Good job, Chimera. That's, like, genuinely awesome. Good job. I don't think... Does that one stay? Okay, that is a consistent pixel, so I'm not going to mess with that. A lot of the time, I like to make sure to look at... Oh. Well done. Setting it up was a... Bawak. I got what you mean. We will get you there soon. Oh, I really fucking appreciate it. I'm putting all my effort into this, so it's like, I hope y'all are enjoying, you know, and I hope y'all are having a nice time with it. At the very least, I'm like, I know it sounds too. Of course, I want to get affiliate. Like, that's a goal. It's like I do really enjoy it though. You know, it's a lot of fun. Can I get one of these frames? Okay. That frame is repeatable. So, what I'm going to do... Okay, 1 second. This hurts my brain a little bit sometimes. Gonna sleep now, but I'll leave my PC watching. Aw, damn. Yeah, you get some rest. It's 1:30 a.m. Goddamn. Yeah, get some rest. Good job. You deserve it. Okay. We're going to try and get these to loop a bit. Okay, because I know that I could probably do this, and then just have this set loop. So it's not super, like, it's not super what I'm looking for at the moment, but it's a thing. Like, I just kind of set in some lines, and I'm like, hey, let's get this started, you know, like, we're gonna probably try to make this slower. We want him to be excited, is the thing. I want him to look, like, hopeful. I want him to look like someone's coming to save him. So I do want it to be a little fast, but I want it to be a little bit more like of a little bit of weight in there, not just like a back and forth nothing, you know. I'm gonna delete this loop. Delete tag, please. Okay, let's go through this. Okay, so this is just looping the whole thing, which we're not gonna have in the end, but like, what it'll probably go from. Oh, have a nice night, Chimera. But what it'll hopefully go from is from him looking up, waiting a second, and then getting excited, probably changing facial expression somehow, and then like getting into it or whatever, you know. Okay. So this is its own separate animation here. So from 4 to 14 is its own animation that's not going to be touchable by any other like animations when we're using it. Okay, but we are going to keep going though. Okay, so let me get back to this. It's going to like loop backwards, I feel. Okay, give me just a moment. And we're going to try to loop it back. Okay. This will be pretty easy, I feel. Nope, that was not what we wanted. Okay. I'm gonna set it so it doesn't loop at all. If I can remember how to do that. Yeah, I don't remember how to do that, but it's okay. Or play once. Okay, here. Okay. Okay, so that's just a little bit of a loop that we've just set. Okay. Is that all good to loop again? Yeah, okay. And now we're going to be going into some different frames where he'll probably be struggling for a moment. Again, we're probably going to focus on a lot of the other stuff later. Not too worried about anything else at the moment. And we want to try to make sure that these pixels are staying consistent. I don't want to add any new random pixels into the scene where it just doesn't look right. Okay. Okay. We're gonna have it so got a bit of a head bob maybe. No, we don't want that. Okay. There we go. So now we have it so we only have the head selected. Again, not gonna focus too much on shading at the moment. Just trying to make sure things are separate. We're gonna move his whole body up actually. Not like that. Okay. Because he's looking a little bit long at the moment. gonna have him scrunch up for a second. This is just a quick way to do some animation. Make it look like he's trying to struggle just a little bit. Okay, we're gonna have his arms move. So it looks like he's tugging more. Okay, so other than that little loop, it does look like he's trying to pull himself up. Okay. We're gonna have this go back and forth a little bit, so it looks like he's struggling a little bit more for like a frame or so. Okay. Okay, let's take a look at this. Okay. We're going to loop this real quick to see how it's looking on its own. Not great, but it's something. We're gonna turn on onion skin real quick. Set something in the middle-ish. Okay, let's loop this without. We don't want that over there going around too much. We want it to be constantly visible so it doesn't freak out too much. Because if it's going to keep freaking out like that, it's going to look weird in the animation. Won't look very natural. Because while we still want him to have this sort of like, okay, this too, because this is adding another frame that we don't want. How's this looking? Okay. Okay, so we're gonna, just for consistency, add these right on back in at the moment. Okay. Okay, we've got some funkiness going on with his little his thing over here. One sec. Okay. Don't want this to be moving around too much. What else is being funky? Don't really want that to move at the moment. It's because certain things will help. Even if like everything is moving, having certain pixels stay will definitely make things look just a little more consistent. Okay. This is jittering about a little too much. Okay, we don't want that. How's this? Okay, yep. And it seems like he's completely missing a finger. So let's add this back in. Because when this is done, these are going to be claws, like at the beginning here. Like at the beginning here. Okay. Let's add these on back in. Okay. Now we got him doing some pull-ups. Okay, and as we can see here, this is kind of having a... that's also a little inconsistent for a frame around here. Here it is. This is not wanted. This also looks a little bit funky because it should be thicker. Okay. Everything all good here. Almost. Because we want it to look like... There we go. It's kind of like he's pulling now. Now I'd like his hands to move a little bit. I want them to... because he's going to be pushing force down. Okay, where's that? Okay, thank you. Okay. Because again, we want to make sure this is all consistent. And now his hands are going to start resting a little more. Because he stopped pulling himself. He's working out the Iroh. Yep, like Iroh from Avatar The Last Airbender. Yeah. Look, he's got to be strong for when he gets out. There he goes. Fucking hell. Oh my god, what a beast. 1, 2, 3. But no. Okay, so let's... And now that he's realized that, because I want these guys to be fairly dormant until something comes nearby. They're kind of like, almost like a sentry, which is like not too great to treat like a living thing like a sentry, you know? So like, but either way, that's what those people wanted them to be. So like they're inactive completely until something nearby comes. So like this thing is like basically dead on the ground. And then it gets up, its first sight is somebody. So it's like, oh, somebody's here. But then it realizes that it can't get out. So it starts like freaking out a little bit. And then it's going to start thrashing. So I'm going to have it do a little bit more of a drastic move around. And I'm going to have it start pulling its arms outwards, and then the chains break. Again, there's no chains at the moment, but, like, you know, there will be. Okay. Making sure this looks at least semi-alright. Because, again, this is not going to be what it looks like by the end, but hey. It's gonna turn its head around maybe like once, like frantically. Like maybe look up at the chains. Okay, not quite like that. I want it to maybe seem like it's closing its eyes for a second. Then they come back up. Yeah. And then it'll raise its head. What program am I using? I'm currently using Sprite. If I recall, it's like $10-ish. It's pretty cheap, and it's the best pixel art program I think I've ever used. It's got so many good features, so many useful animation features, or just general pixel art features in general. You know, like, I've used this for quite a while now. It's what I use on most of my animations. It's just like, if you want something that's like useful, something that can really get you like 1 second. If you want to see what a done animation looks like by myself, I'm using Sprite. Give me just a second. Because I have to... Okay, this isn't recording, right? Okay, yeah, good. Okay. Give me a sec. Gotta log in real quick. Give me just a moment. Some finished pixel art pieces. I'm gonna import them into Sprite real quick. By myself are things like, this is a lot more effort put into it. Give me a second. And these are bigger, so I'm gonna make it a little bit smaller. 10%. That should be, yep, that is the original size that it was. And this one. These were all pieces that I did for something called Art Fight last summer. It's where you can like do art of other people's characters and shit. You can do shit like, oh, okay, yeah. 1 sec. Like this one's a little more simple, of course, but like just like scenery wise. Then there's this one. You can do like basically whatever the fuck you want. It's a pretty stable, good program. You can do a lot with it. But it's very, very nice. And if you ever think about like needing to invest in pixel art animation, like I would definitely go for this. Like, I don't really know of too many pixel art animation programs, but this one's real good. Stuck with me for a while, and it's good. Okay. Okay, he's gonna be lifting his head more, right? Give me a sec. Okay, and of course, the rest of him will have to lift up a little bit, because it would look a little bit weird if he didn't. Let's not do that, but... Okay. Okay. Now he's gonna start freaking the fuck out. And am I going to use a bit of a shortcut for this? Maybe. But that's okay. It'll be refined later. I just want to get the point across. He's gonna throw back his head a little bit, actually. So this is gonna be a different animation, real quick. Oh boy, come on! No, stop. Okay, we're going to add in onion skins, and they'll be throwing their head backwards. So his horns are gonna be different. This does look a little bit funky, but we'll work on it later. Can we do another shortcut real quick? Let's see if we can do another shortcut. Because animation is all about quality with some shortcuts. Okay. Let's see what this looks like so far. Make sure to save a lot, by the way, if I've learned anything. Okay. He's kind of shimmying. He's doing a little shimmy. He could be doing better. Okay. Again, for now, I'll probably be doing most of the in-betweens and all of the nicer looking stuff after stream, because I do get a little bit antsy during streams. However, I should be able to get most of the base animations done just to be like, you know, getting the main shit out of the way. What is that funky little loop? Okay. Okay, I'm gonna have it set so that this comes in a little bit early because it looks a little funky otherwise. Okay, let's see if that little bit of a gradient helps any. Not much, no. Okay. Let's take that away. That's too sudden. Yeah, okay, well... Let's just delete this. Until he starts pulling his arm down. Okay. Still feels a tad funky. I think his horns are a little too back. They're feeling a little too big for what they are. Okay. Does this look semi-okay? Alright. Again, let's take a look at this entire thing real quick. So again, he sees, he realizes he can't get out. And then he's gonna be freaking out, and then it breaks. Okay, we want to show some tension here before it breaks. So we're gonna make it try to seem like he's pushing over to the sides a bit. Again, we only have Misha here as like a reference. She doesn't really have anything to do with right now. Just want to make sure sizes are okay, honestly. And kind of a reference to where I want the floor to be, honestly. To show some tension, I want it starting to push outwards. But having issue pushing it out. Okay. Having maybe some elbows shove out a little bit. I didn't set a loop. Huh. No, I don't want to move it. Okay, there we go. Set loop. Okay. And then have his arms burst outwards to convey that he broke it. And I want there to be a lot of force, so there will be in between frames, but I want this to be fast. Okay, we need those here. Because again, we want to make sure the pixels are consistent at the very least. Because we can fuck around with whatever we want. We could make it look as crazy as we want, but just trying to make things a little consistent is good. Okay, this arm is going to be a little lower. Because this is going to be a little bit more in perspective, this arm. So it's not going to be directly going out to the side. And I want him to fall. Okay. I'm gonna add one more just for a pause frame. And we're not gonna have much happen with this tail yet. We're gonna have it like interact, because I want it to stay at least at floor level. Because floor level is where Misha is. Come on. Is this floor level? Yeah, that's floor level. Okay. We're gonna have him fall at his knees. So this is mostly just going to be me dragging him down and dragging the tail down for the most part, honestly, at the moment. It's not going to be too much, like, craziness at the moment. Just going to have his knees bend where the ground is. Okay. And this doesn't have to stay directly at the floor, because it could be brushing at the ground, you know, like it could be just doing some movement. Not too focused on the tail at the moment. just to set these apart as the feet. I'm not going to do too much there at the moment. And I'm going to have his face shoved downwards along with the rest of his body. Okay. This is going to have to be a bit of a bold move. Okay, let's get the face color here. And we're going to get the horns on in. Just a quick, nothing really. And the blackness of his eyes visible. At least a little bit. And since most of his face is kind of furry-esque, it's going to be dragging along with it. Okay, just to keep his arms separate. We're going to have them okay. This is gonna look very stale at the moment, honestly. It's not gonna look very dynamic or anything. But what I want by the end of this is a nice smooth animation that leads, you know, it's just like very smooth, like him falling, showing some weight as he crashes to the ground and thumps in, and then the top of his body flails downwards faster than his legs will, than his legs did, because he's gonna hit the ground, and then the inertia of him hitting the ground and still having objects to move will like parts of his body to move will flail his head downwards quickly, to meet the ground, you know. And I'm gonna try and show that weight there when I get that animation in. However, for now, I think that's an okay place to stop. I've done quite a bit this stream. We went from just having, specifically we just had this frame, and that was pretty much it. Then we went backwards a little bit, did some of this, a little bit of tail animation, him struggling a bit, falling to the ground. We still have so much to do just for this guy at all. Again, game development is a little bit intense. Sadly, I lost most of my actual gameplay on my last computer. I was working on a little bit of a scene where you can move around and test out the controls and stuff and move around as her. But for now, I just want to work on some animation before I get back into actually programming it. And I want to make sure these look just as quality and just as good as before, even though I lost most of the stuff for it. This is a new character, of course, but still same game, same stuff, all that. So I hope you guys enjoyed so much, and I hope you all have a lovely night. Thank you so much for joining. I'll be streaming on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, generally at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Today was a little bit funky for sure, because I just, I wasn't really feeling too up for a stream today. Then I got some sudden inspiration to do some animation, so I figured I would try around 8 o'clock, which is usually my default time if I mess up on my 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So have a lovely night. Hope you all enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and bye-bye.